Hey, it's Al Williamson with LeadingLandlord.com. Haven't seen you in a while. I know I'm back at it making some videos for you. Hey, I want to cover something this time. I want to show you how you can increase your cash flow by copying some of the things, some of the best practices of the Marriott International. I want to bring to you 4 cash flow tips for landlords and investors from Marriott International. We're going to look through their 2021 annual report and check out some lessons that we can learn. Let's get right into it. So, this is what Marriott is all about. They have 1.4 million rooms. They know a lot about hospitality. They're in 133 countries and they got over 4,600 properties that they manage or they franchise or that are under their banner. Okay, so they're a huge organization, well respected. I'm sure you've heard of the Marriott before. This is what they say about themselves. They say, we're a worldwide operator, franchisor, and licensor of hotel, residential, and timeshare properties, okay, under numerous brand names. Let's take a look at that. These are some of the brands. We got some luxury. We got the W Hotels, the JW Marriott. We got Courtyard in Weston, and there's the Sheraton and Spring Hill, and a whole bunch of things. Residence Inn and Town Place as well. Tons of brands there. And they're at different price points and service points. Let's take a look at that. Their luxury and high service points is the Ritz-Carlton, very respected. Premium is the Sheraton and Weston, and their select product is the Residence Inn and Town Place Suites. That's the area that I compete against, those extended stay hotels, and they got timeshares and things like that. And they go on to say, consistent with our focus on management, franchising, and licensing, we own very few of our lodging properties. You're like, what? We own very few of our lodging properties. That's what they say, and that's by design. But how can this be? We drive past a Marriott all the time, and you're saying all of those properties they don't own, even though they have their name on them? And that's exactly what I'm telling you. They operate quite a few. They operate over 2,000 properties, and then they franchise. They sell off their name and operating procedures as well to a whole bunch of franchisors. All right, so that's how they do it. But they operate and they own very few of them. Let's take a look at this. In the United States and Canada, but specifically in the United States, they own 5 properties. They own 5 properties, and they're mostly in Las Vegas. But they lease as a master lease, master tenant, where they're responsible for everything. In the United States, 21 properties. Okay? International, they own 20. They lease 46. They always lease many more than they actually own. This is crazy. Well, why did they do this? It doesn't make any sense. And what's the whole benefit of this? Why don't they just own everything? And what does this all mean anyway? So I spent a couple of days thinking about it, and I came up with 4 lessons that I wanted to share with you. 4 things I think are really good. And the first thing is this concept of own some, operate some. That's the way to do it. Own some and capture the equity, the wealth. Own some and capture the cash flow. That way you're not house poor all the time. You're not sitting on this huge run up of equity and you're still barely making it cash flows wise. Okay? You don't have to own everything. That concept freed me up and allowed me to leave my engineering job because I knew if I needed more cash flow, I'd just go operate or joint venture or do a rental arbitrage someone else's property and position it into the hospitality industry, and it just kicks off cash flow that way. The next thing is you shield yourself from maintenance costs. They have arrangements where if they'll get reimbursed if they have to do maintenance for their owners, that's what they do. They're protecting themselves from maintenance costs because that can wipe you out. As an owner, you can get a nice pile of cash, but at the end of the year, if anything happens, a water heater goes out, you have to pull a permit from the city, roof leak, things like that. just wipe out your cash flow. So you got to watch out for maintenance. And the other thing is their brand is huge. People pay good money just to have their flag in front of their building. That's a really strong thing. So don't underestimate the power of establishing a brand and building that social media and that clout for even your small portfolio. The next thing is they do more joint ventures than rental arbitrage. It's more complicated. It's more savvy to do joint ventures so that you share the benefit with the actual owner. Okay, it's a performance type of lease instead of a standard landlord-tenant lease. And we cover this in my coaching and training program, Extended Stays for Landlords. You can always check that out to get more details. So those are the 4 lessons I wanted to share with you. If you can use them to increase your cash flow and tweak your own investment style. Now, if you like more ideas on how to increase your cash flow and reduce your expenses, you know what to do. It's real simple. All you have to do is subscribe, and I'll see you next time.